Hello and welcome to another video. Today's our topic is going to be what do you actually want now? And I got this topic. I was watching a video from Ed Milet. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he has some good motivational talks. I like some of his videos, very short and to the point. And he was just talking about how things has changed for him, and he was going through his closet and taking out things that were no longer made sense for his lifestyle. And I was really thinking about how that relates to us and what we talk about here. And I think a lot of what I hear when I talk to my clients is they don't know what they want now. So let's dive into how do you get to this point where you almost feel like you're in a midlife crisis, but you're not. It's really like a midlife, a clarity moment, a realization that something has shifted and it's now time to go to that proverbial closet and start to clean out. So let's talk a little bit about this. So, ready for some fine drawing? Here we go. So our career and our life up to this point, this is our little road, and here we are traveling along. We've been taught to want certain things, right? We've been taught to have the house, right? We're really excited. We were focused on the house, maybe on that great relationship. Maybe we wanted to have those little tiny humans. These are my little humans. And we've also been taught to go after that shiny career. This is again, another fine drawing. But we've been taught all along, like all through school and from watching your parents and your people around you, that these were the things that were the hallmark of a great life. And you worked really hard to do these things, to get the house, the career, the kids, and that great relationship. This was hard work. And now you're here, right? You've done all the work. This is you now. And you're feeling like, a second, I don't know what's next because we really haven't been taught about what continues on this journey after we've got this stuff. What's next? And that's really what triggers a midlife crisis is you feel like you've done all this stuff and you've worked really hard and it's very hard to let this go because we don't know what's next. So here's where you might be feeling right now is here's that road. Only this is what it looks like. We've never been taught what comes next. And so that's what I want to talk about here today. So, hi, I'm Julianne Price with Life Edit and Design, and I'm on a mission to help women really start to step into that second act, that next chapter in life. And it's about the energy that you bring. It's about rippling up greater energy. And I feel that as we all raise our energy, as we all move on this new journey, the more we raise our energy, the more we're going to ripple out positive energy to the people around us. And that's how we heal the planet, one positive ripple at a time, affecting and impacting all the people around us. So that's my mission. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, how did you get to this point? We just talked about that, right? You gathered all this stuff, all these trappings of a great life. And now you're looking at your closet and you're like, how do I let this go? And the first thing I want to say is you give yourself permission to say, that's what I wanted then, but it doesn't fit my life now. And this can be a very hard conversation. I know for myself, it was letting go of that relationship I had for 25 years. It was a great relationship. There was nothing wrong, but it wasn't fitting who I am now. It wasn't moving into the next chapter with me. And that's really painful, really hard to let go. And you kind of have to do that. Your kids are going to let go of you, right? They're going to grow up, they're going to move out, and they're going to go on with their own lives, and they're going to get busy, and they're going to go do all that, the hustle that you did. It's now their turn, and you're more of a bystander. So you're looking back and you're watching it, but you might feel a little bit like left behind, left out, especially if your kids move away and they have kids and they're not part of your everyday life anymore. Like there's a lot of angst that can happen here as you're here now, getting ready to do this transition. And what if that job that you worked so hard and that career ladder you climbed so hard, sometimes it feels hard to say, that's not my dream anymore. Like, it's not a failure, it's a completion. And that's what I love. So I forget who even said that, but like even when a relationship ends, it's not that it failed, it's just that it was complete, that you'd gotten what you were going to get out of that relationship. And now you can walk away feeling like, okay, it's a completed thing and it's time to move on. And that's where you're at now is the stage of completion and the stage to go on. So how do we answer this question? What's next for me? And the one thing that I like dancing, this is my person dancing here dancing like no one's watching. Like if no one was aware of your success and if no one was aware of your past and no one is obviously aware of your future, what would you do? What would you dream for now if no one was watching you and no one could know what your dreams were? What are some of those question marks? It's okay to let this go. And in this video, Ed was talking about having to let go of some weights. He was, if you've seen him, he's a very built guy. And he's like, I'm never going to be able to bench press that particular amount again. I can let those heavier weights go. And what a great metaphor. You can let some of this heaviness go. Yes, you may have a master's degree on the wall and some really fancy certifications, and you may just have so much, this great title. And it's okay to say that it doesn't fit and that it was something that, yes, I worked really hard for you. You put in the reps. You were at a point where you could bench press those great things. And that was awesome. And that was a different time in your life. And now you're here. And this isn't what you need anymore. And I know as achieving women, this is very hard for us to sometimes say because, again, I want you to say it's not a failure, it's a completion. It's moving on. And let's start to dream. Let's start to wake up. Let's start to feel that high vibe. And I want you to journal just one thing like, what would I want if no one else knew? If no one else got to see what I was going to put in my journal today? What I want in this next chapter of life. And that's what's so exciting. And that's why I do the life assessments. It's an energy audit and it's also an edit. I can't talk right now. It's an assessment of your different archetypes. And what I do is I put them together and I look at where are you being energized right now, but not quite satisfied. Because that's always a very good clue as to what's next. I was just working with one client and like her career is kind of stalled out. So she's gotten to this point and her career really just has hit that wall of there's really nowhere else to go for her in her particular circumstances. And she's sitting there going, well, what's next? And when we looked at her energy on it, I'm like, here's what's next. You have this creativity that's not being realized and it energizes you every time you get into it. And you just haven't decided what to do. And we talked about actually doing work on her home and not just doing like painting, but to learn a new skill that would really going to challenge her in creativity. So it's more like, learning how to tile a bathroom or learning how to do a different wall treatment or even take down a wall, like really pushing the envelope of the creativity because she very much likes to do work in her home. And so her dream doesn't need to be this big, huge thing. It could be like, wow, I want to learn how to do my own tiling. Maybe I want to change the backsplash in my kitchen all by myself, and I want to do it with tile, and I want to do it with mosaic or whatever. Like these dreams, we're done with this big, huge thing anymore. There's not the world watching to see what you're going to do with your life. You did that. Hey, check that box. You did it. These dreams are more personal. They're more about satisfaction and about making you come alive and not so much about what looks great to the outside world. So if that's renovating your kitchen and learning some skills, maybe you want to learn some basic plumbing to replace your own sink. Who knows? That's what the energy audit and the lifestyle assessment really helps kind of solidify is like, what do you want? Because we've been so, I don't want to say brainwashed, but yes, as to this is what we should be going after. And we just don't have these ideas. And the assessment kind of blows that up so you can start to see, well, what would I do if I could dream, if I could have anything? What would I do? And sometimes that's really, really hidden from us because we just haven't been taught to see it. So I hope this gains inspiration for you. If nothing else, I want you to journal and really think about if no one was watching, what are some of the crazy, wild, fun things I would do that, again, I haven't been taught to want, that I just want at that soul level. And I want that for you today. So I will see you next time. And if you want to take the energy assessment, I'll put the link below. It's free. And I give you an audio report. I actually look at it. I look at you and I look at what's going to energize you based on what you said. And we look at your archetypes and I give you a report of what could be next for you. So if you're wondering if kitchen renovation is in your future, go ahead and take the energy on. I'll put that in the link below and I'll see you soon.